Good morning and welcome. Welcome to Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. This is my morning live stream, and it's a warm welcome. You may not know what CPS is, most of you do, but you don't know it until you get involved. That's the sad part about it. But CPS, I say, stands for the Child Protection System. It's found in every county in every state and worldwide. This is a worldwide live stream. Now, my morning live stream is Fight CPS with Bob Pace. My evening live stream is Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. Now, yesterday I got confused because for the last 23 months, my morning show is always at the bottom and my evening show's at the top, but now it's reversed. So now I have to make sure I read it carefully and make sure I load the right one. Most of you found me on Facebook, How to Fight CPS. And I'm glad you did, because I'm here to help you with answers to your questions and to help you fight CPS, hang on to your children, or getting your children back. Now, I'm on here twice a day at 10 o'clock Monday through Friday, and on the weekends at 8 a.m. Then on the evening times, I'm on at 7 p.m. every night of the week. That's 14 live streams. And the times I give you are California times. They're the Pacific Daylight Standard Time. And if you're on the East Coast, you're 3 hours ahead of me. Central Time, you're 2 hours. Mountain Time, you're 1 hour. And if you're in England, you're 8 hours ahead of me. And Europe, 9 hours. In Africa, you're 9 hours. Now, when I mention countries, I've talked to 23 countries, including the U.S. I've talked to Indonesia and Bangladesh and India. Then up to the Middle East, I've talked to Saudi Arabia and Libya. Then over to the continent of Africa, I've talked to Liberia, Sudan, Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Mozambique, and then the provinces of South Africa. Then up to Europe, I've talked to the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, and Wales, and also Denmark and Sweden. Then across the pond to North America, I've talked to Canada and its provinces. And there was a flash for a moment that my picture was away from the screen. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, south, of course, the Canadian border is the United States. I've talked to all 50 states, including Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. That isn't a state, but I talked to a mother there. Then south the border, Mexico. Then further south in South America, north of Brazil, on the East Coast, Grenada. Then across the South Pacific to New Zealand, and the land down under, Australia and its states. So that's 23 countries, a lot of people, 2,600 people I've chatted with, either by phone call or things there. Good morning, Trina Biena. What is my next step I should do when they're calling for a temporary termination of parental rights? That's the worst nightmare, Trina. Where are you from, Trina, by the way? Let me put my banner up that talks about texting messages. If you're going to text a message, you make it a question or a comment about CPS. Please state your first name, your city or county, your state, and country. Now, you don't have to put the country from the United States. That's only for people outside of the United States. Also, please tell me about your CPS case from the beginning to where you're at the moment. And right now, we're talking to Trina, who's from, I'm sorry, is it Katrina, your name? Um, Maybe my internet is running slow or lagging or something here. Where's my internet? Um, bars. There's my Indian bars. It looks like I got full bars. So I don't know why my picture's fading. Um, Katrina. Okay. Well, welcome, Katrina. I do want to help you. The worst nightmare you have is when they talk about termination of parental rights. You need, first of all, are you using a paid attorney or are you using a court appointed attorney? It makes a big difference. A big difference, Trina. Hey, good morning there, Grace. Glad to see you. Trina, are you using a court appointed? Okay, how do I have a private call with you? You can call me to be. I'm sorry, something is happening. I don't know why. My pic. Um, I don't know what's happening. Grace, if you can hear me, my pic. Okay, there you got the picture back. Okay, Grace is here because she probably knows something. Oh, now my picture is lost again. Um, I have a phone number. You can be. I'll put my phone number up there so you can call me. I'll put my phone number up there. Let me try the. Well, I don't know where my picture is. Grace, can you fix that for me? Why my picture's not there? Um, hmm. There's my picture. Okay, how do I make my picture? There we go. All right. Yeah, they have this new feature on SteamYard that makes things bigger and smaller. And maybe that's what the problem is. I don't know. I hopefully have not put my mouse where it's going to affect that way. But anyway, here's my phone number, Trina. And it's 626 And you can call me live right now. My phone is on. Let me double check my phone. Make sure it is. By the way, today is September 17th. Okay, now my picture is small again. Um, Let me see, maximize it. Um, okay, there may be a message here from let me see. Uh, Grace, do you want it set for that size or do you want the full screen size? Grace, if you could answer me, that would be great. That'd be great. Um, yeah, that's the good size, Grace. Can we keep that size? There's my phone number, by the way, Trina. It's 626 698 0990. That's my number. 626 698 0990. And you could talk to me. Now, if you want a private call, you have to contact my office and set that up. It's 888 That's my office number. 888 Um, there seems to be an icon right over the number there. That's probably why the picture's smaller, isn't it? Um, Grace, I don't know because now you can't read the office number because there's an icon there. Anyway, to call me privately, you have to contact the office and make arrangements. It's 888-888-6582, and I can talk to you. I used to be able to talk to you right now, but uh, Vincent has cut back my time on doing potential new client calls. Hopefully, I'll be able to resume that again. But you can talk on the live stream here with me. Of course, people in the room are listening. But if you want a private consultation, you have to call the 888-888-6582. That's the law offices of Vincent W. Davis. There they can set up the arrangements on doing so. I think there's a fee for that. I don't know what the fee is, but I used to be able to be able to talk to you readily during the morning times. And I used to offer a 15-minute free session with Vincent Davis, but they've taken that away too. Now, if you you can call now, Trina. I'd love to have you call now. Go ahead, and then I can take your call, Trina. I can take your call. Now, with all of you listening right here, we also talk about the adult protection system too. That's where it takes a child who turns 18, if they're still involved in CPS, they will be taken over by Adult Protective Services. Also, if you have an elderly person, a senior, or somebody that's in a caregiving situation or caregiving at home. Okay, I think we got Katrina. Yeah. Good morning. This is Bob Pace. You reached the live stream. Is this Katrina? Is this Katrina? Okay, glad to meet you, Katrina. I'm sorry to call you by your stage name there, Trina. But anyway.
It's okay. It's okay. That's what I go by.
Okay. Yeah, that is fine. That is fine. Well, I'm glad to have you this morning. And you're from Pennsylvania. What part of Pennsylvania are you from?
York, Pennsylvania.
York.
Near Harrisburg, if you are familiar with Harrisburg.
I'm only familiar with Philadelphia, Scranton, and
okay, I'm about an hour from Philadelphia.
Okay, south of Philadelphia, right?
Correct.
Yeah, right. Okay. I think Scranton's to the west of Philadelphia.
Yes, I believe so.
And then there's another place in northern Pennsylvania. I forgot the city. It's a skiing town called Blue Knob. It's a skiing break up there. Anyway, yeah, it's up there. But I've been through Pennsylvania, so it's nice rolling hills. It's a nice place. Philadelphia is a beautiful city too. Okay, so you're now at the next stage of your CPS. Are you using an attorney?
I have a court-appointed attorney. So
is that because you couldn't afford one?
Well, it's crazy because I talked to two in the beginning, and actually one is a family friend who represents my family for anything else. But everyone I talked to didn't want to go up against CYS. In my city, we call it CYS, Children's
Sure.
Services.
Yeah.
But it's hard to find an attorney to fight them. I actually a woman who she charged me the $200 for a consultation, and then turned out she didn't want to take my case. But now she popped in and she's actually representing my daughter on their side. But she told me she didn't even want to deal with it after I paid her.
Oh, that's a conflict of interest. That's a conflict of interest. I'm sad to hear about that.
Yeah. And also, I don't know, like, it's a lot. Like, the judge that was my judge I'm going on almost a year and a half with this fight. The judge, he actually got suspended. He was my judge my whole case, and I put in a complaint with him because he asked me in court, do I shave my vagina hair in court?
Oh my goodness.
And he ended up getting taken off stand during my
Right. This is a question for you. You know that the termination of parental rights is the final legal process that severs all ties between you, the parent, and the child. How old is your child?
My it's two girls. They're 11 and 13.
11 and
So they're
13.
not.
And
Yeah,
you're
they're
and now
not big.
you have another grown-up daughter going through CPS too?
No, just those two. They're my only two children.
Well, you said
I
the
raised them
attorney
my.
was representing one of your children. I'm confused. Are they representing the two
Okay,
girls?
so the one actually they got their own attorney through CYS for the adoption process,
Right.
and she just popped in out of nowhere. When in the beginning she told me she wouldn't deal with me after she charged me, like she's like, oh, she didn't want to do it or whatever, she didn't want to go up, but here now she's with them.
Wow. Wow. Um, I'm sorry. I had a call come in. Are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. Um, boy, this is a tough one. How did it start though? Where did it start with the knock at the door, or how did it start?
It Yeah, it started with a knock from a family member who, at the time, me and her daughter, well, her daughter, I was there present, or her daughter 302'd her mother, who's schizophrenia, and she happened to tell the doctor, oh, my kids were being sexually assaulted. So they did an investigation. As a result, of course, there was no sexual nothing. So my kids were with my grandmother, and they said that my grandma's house was too small. So then they moved them to a rest stop, and from there, they're now with my best friend's mom. Um, who in the beginning, she seemed to like be on my side, and she's like, "Oh, I don't want to adopt your kids, blah blah blah. I want to give your kids back." But she did like a whole 360 on me too. And now they're with her, which I'm comfortable. I'm fine with that, but I'm not okay with them trying to terminate my parental rights for absolutely. Like this has been dragged out. Every time I go to court, they're like, "Oh, we gotta go. We gotta bring it back. This attorney has to do this. This attorney is just going on and on and on and on." And I feel like they're just trying to make time go by. They really have no
Well,
reason. Like they
uh,
made me do.
right.
Yeah.
They
Uh-huh.
they say in Pennsylvania, the termination of parental rights is where it's repeated and continue incapacity, abuse, neglect, or refusal of the parent. Are you incapacity of taking care of a child? Are you constantly abusing or neglecting or refusing to work with the system? What is the issue here?
Absolutely not. They have never tried to work with me. Like they took me for child support. They took my $8,000 income tax for child support. I pay $800 a month in child support. I work full time. Um, they
Why are
won't even
you
give me a
paying
bus pass.
child support? Are you married?
I am not.
Okay, so why are you paying for child support?
I don't know. CYS took me for child support, and being that they took me for child support when the order went through, it went back from the day they came, and it was like I owed 8,000 some dollars. They end up taking my whole income tax. I pay
How did
$179.
they know about your income?
They make me report to them where I work, and every time I go to court, they
Okay.
say, "Oh, we don't know if mothers are paying a job." Not to mention, I had the same job for 3 years. I've been here.
Right.
I'm at work right now. They know I work. This is just what they say, and being that they're aware
Understand.
for the new
Did you
judge,
were you aware that you didn't have to talk to social workers?
I wasn't. I was very afraid when they came
Oh.
close. I didn't know
Did
it
you
was
allow
like
them
this.
into
No.
your house? Do you allow them into your house?
I didn't. I told them to step at the door, stand at the door, because my daughters were actually next door at a birthday party. So I went and got them, and they were like, "Oh, we were." I told them they couldn't go in my house. So they said, "Well, you have to take a piss test for us right now." So I said, "Okay, cool." I called my grandmother, who I wanted to be present,
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
okay. That is a hard one there. Um, wow. Uh,
Yeah, and I mean, I have evidence. I have everything. I have this paper trail, paperwork. From day one, they told me they want you to do ABC. Did it. Out within 8 months. Everything done. Completed. 3 certificates. Had my job that I had for years. And it's like, I don't know why I'm still here. Like, it's they gave me a supervised business. They gave me unsupervised. And now we're back to supervised. And I don't know why.
yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that. What you need to do, of course, is get a real attorney. Your problem is, I know it's going to cost about to work on termination of parental rights is about $10,000 retainer, and that's something you don't have, to get an attorney because you need someone in there. When's the court hearing? When is the court hearing?
It is October 13th or the 18th. I believe it's the 13th. It's coming up.
Okay, so it's coming up October.
And
Okay, what we can do, what we can do is we can work with you. I can work with you. I'm on twice a day, so it may take more than one show to talk you through it. But what you need to do is, how good is your court-appointed attorney? Is
so
it
that's another thing.
okay?
She seemed okay. So there's the thing with her. When it's me and her, she's great. I can tell you if I was paying her out of pocket, she would nail them. But being though that I feel like she's appointed to me, she is not representing me to the best of her ability, the best that she can. She tells me things when they're not around, but then when we go in court, it's a different story. Like right now, she's been calling me for about a week trying to get me to sign the papers, and I'm not doing it. So I feel like she's like, well, number one, she's like, hey, they'll be out of your kid's life, and you can see them because they're with your best friend's mom, and your child support is stopped. She's trying to get me to sign it for all that, but that's not enough for me. Like, I will pay until the day I'm blue for my children. So, being know that she's trying to get me to do that, that says a lot about, her. Like I said, I'm not the one paying her, but I think if I was, things would be different.
Well, you need to tell her what to do. Have you told her that you're not guilty?
Oh, absolutely. I tell
Have you
her all the
told
time,
her? Have you told her that you want it reunification? Have you told her that?
I did. I did. And I
Right.
have,
And have you
I have,
also said that you want to follow the court order by the judge case plan, not the not the CPS entity or the CYS. You want to follow the judge's court order. Have you told her that? Your court appointed attorney.
no.
Okay. Here's what you need to do. You don't have a real attorney, so you're going to have to work with your court appointed attorney. There are four things. One, you make sure you tell her that you need to tell her that you're not guilty. Two, you need to do family reunification. You want family reunification. And then three, you need to do a the court order plan that the judges does. You said you will follow what the judge tells me to do. If the judge tells me to take parenting classes, I'll do so. If the judge says I need to take drug tests, I'll do so. If the judge says I have to do a program, I'll do so. And lastly, you want to ask for visitation as much as you can, whether there's supervised visitation, Zoom visitation, you need to have visitation with your two daughters. Those are the four things you need to establish with your court. If she can't do that for you and can't convince the judge that you want to follow the judge's orders, then you need to replace that court appointed attorney. You need to go into the courthouse and see the public defender's office. The public defender office, you can say, my court appointed attorney isn't defending me and I need to have a replacement. And you can ask for a replacement and get one that will work for you. Um, with those four things in mind. They're not going to fight you like a real attorney will. They're not going to be able to tell you if things are. But the termination of parental rights is the last step with your child before they be adopted. Once your rights are terminated, your two children are set up for adoption. Does that make any sense to you?
It does. Yeah, I am aware of that. And
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Because I want to see you have that happen to you. Do you have any family members that support you, Katrina? Do you have any family members that support you?
I do. But a lot of times, like, I had my grandmother and my mother come to court. They even said they weren't allowed in the court.
I understand they may not be allowed in the court. But I'm trying to say, do they support you outside of the court? Like, do
Yeah,
they give you counseling and help there?
yeah, they do.
Okay, that's good. So we can do this. You just got to make sure your court appointed attorney that's representing you is following through with those four things I told you. He's got to
Okay,
really emphasize to the court appointed you're not guilty, that you want to work, you want with family reunification, you want your back with your children. What does it take? You're paying child support, emphasize that. I'm paying child support, which is really taxing me. I don't have the money, but I want to follow the court orders. Whatever the judge tells me to do, I will do. Don't mention CPS. In fact, you don't need to talk to CPS
correct.
because anytime you talk to them, if they do ask you a question, answer yes or no. Don't sit there and elaborate about it. Don't argue with them. Just say yes or no. And it is hard. I know it's hard because you're by yourself. I mean, you don't have. Is the father involved at all with the kids, or is he completely gone?
Um, well, they were trying to get a hold of him like in the beginning,
Right,
and I
right,
actually they weren't able to, but I
right.
actually ran into him recently, and they were trying to, but I rather not with him.
Right, I understand because you see the thing is the reason why they want to get a hold of the father is the money. They're all about money. You see, the CPS system in your city in York or your county in York is corrupt. And I'm sorry to tell you that 50% of the child protection systems are corrupt. You don't know which ones are good, which ones are bad. So when you don't have an attorney that you're paying for, you're in a bad spot. You have to go with the flow because the judge makes all the decisions. The judge is what makes the decisions. It isn't a trial by jury. You aren't having 12 of your peers make a decision on how your life should be. You got one man, and that man that you had before was rude and arrogant and not qualified as a judge. So what you need to do is research this new judge. Go to the internet, look him up, look about his background, see what cases he's won or done or whatever. You need to research your court appointed attorney and find out the goods and the bads. And if this court appointed attorney can't do those four simple things for you, you need a replacement. There's nothing wrong with asking for family reunification. There's nothing wrong with saying you're innocent. There's nothing wrong with saying you want to follow the orders of the court. There's nothing wrong with those. And there's nothing wrong with visitation. You want as much visitation as you can possibly get, whether it's a Zoom meeting, supervised, or what. Okay? Is that making sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
So that's what I'd like you to do. Are there any other questions you have, Katrina?
No, thank you.
Now, between now and tonight, if you want to call me tonight, I'll be on at 7 o'clock my time, which will be uh, 10 o'clock your time.
Okay,
And if you want to ask or call in, you can again. I'm here for you twice a day. I'll be here again tomorrow morning and tomorrow night. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock my time and 7 o'clock my time. So those are my hours every day of the week. On the weekends, I'm on at 8 in the morning. So I'm a little bit early in the morning there.
Okay. Sounds
But
good.
I
Thank you.
want to be there for you, Katrina. But you got to do those four things for me. So look up your court appointed judge. Look up your excuse me. Look at your judge, your court appointed attorney. Try not to deal with CPS. It's yes, no answers to them. It's yes, no answers to them. And follow the
Oh,
plan. Do you have a plan that the court has ordered you to do?
I mean, everything that I've got from day one, I have the court order. Everything's done. Everything's
Okay.
done.
Well, great. Make sure you
Everything.
have the documentation of your completed certificates, your test, or whatever, and make sure you hand it to the your court-appointed attorney. Make copies, but it's important
Yeah.
that that documentation is set in there. And so, what you want to do is that you want to make sure the attorney emphasize the following. They emphasize that um, that you are not incapacitated and you're not neglecting or abusing your children and you're not um, and you have parental control and care and you're not on any substance and you have a many physical and well-being. Those are important for you. You should look at the section on the internet, York, Pennsylvania, CPS termination of parental rights. When you look at that, you'll see all kinds of information. There's also another thing called
This call is being recorded.
there should be
This
also
call is no longer being recorded.
that's okay if you're recording my call. I don't mind. Um, that is okay, Katrina. You want to make sure you use Chat GPT. All right. Chat
Yes, I
GPT
do.
is a new AI. It's free and it really helps find answers for you. But you always want to put your city, your state, the letters CPS all capitalized, and then your question about CPS, like termination of
Okay.
parental rights, and you'll find everything. All right. Well, thank you very much for calling in, Katrina.
Thank you so much for your time. Have a good rest of your day.
You bet. All right. Bye bye. All right. That was Katrina from York, Pennsylvania, that spoke this morning. That was great. I'm so glad to have her here. And that was really, really good. Now, I want to thank the thumbs up from Heather, Melissa, and Terkin. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. Now, excuse me 1 minute, but I have to go and I'll be right back. My voice is be silent, but I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I'm sorry I was gone. I had something come up I had no control over, but I'm back, and I'm warmly welcome any new people here. Heather, welcome. It's not frozen. I had to take a quick break. Where are you from, Heather? Jesse, you're from King City, the county of Monterey. You're in California, I guess. Welcome, Jesse. And Emo Rose Vegas. I'm in Texas. Can you help me? Sure, Clan. I can help you there, Emo. And hello there, Sue Ray Moore. Where are you from? If we had the last caller in was Katrina. She was from York, Pennsylvania. She has a case where on October 13th, they're going to have a termination of parental rights. She's using a court appointed attorney. So she's very limited. She had a very bad judge. Now, Heather, I'm not frozen. I'm glad you're here. And I'd like to know what part of the world you're from and what I can do to help you. Same thing too, Jesse. You're from King City in the county of Monterey, so you must be in California. I'm guessing. King City is up northern California, I believe, and Monterey County's up there. Now, Emo is from Texas, and I love to help you. I don't know what part of Texas you're from, but I'm glad that you're in here, Emo. And then Sue, you need help? I'm here to help you. I'm a knowledgeable, well spoken, loving husband and a father. I've helped raise 6 children. I have 43 years of marriage experiences and 61 years of life skills. So I have a lot that can help you and offer you. And so my phone number's up. You just call 626-698-0990. The other number, 888-888-6582, is the law offices of where my attorney, Vincent W. Davis, works. Jesse now has said something. Yes, I'm just here for support. I have reunified with my 6-year-old daughter. Well, I'm glad. I do like to support you parents out there because it's a horrible thing you're going through. I've talked to 2,600 people, and I have talked to 23 countries. And one thing to be coming back, they say love the support because I do care. I want to help you, as I did with that Katrina person that was so nice. And again, I thank you, Sue and Heather and Melissa and Terkin for the thumbs up. I do appreciate that. And thank you for supporting this channel, Jesse. I really do appreciate that. So I'm here. Now, another area that I talk about besides child protection services is I talk about adult protection services. That's CPS. That's where if a child's still involved in CPS and doesn't have a place to go, they have a foster home, but they'll be transitioning into adult protective services. Make sure they are. If you're a child and you're 18 years old, you can ask to leave CPS and don't have to go to adult protective and be an adult on yourself. I'm talking about special needs children, children that needs assistance. If they don't have a parent or foster care, CPS does not take care of them after the age of 18. They just it's the adult protective service. Adult protective service is primary for older adults that are in a caregiving situation where they're being abused and being caregiver. A lot of the homes abuse adults. Sometimes family members will abuse adults. So it's very important that they have care from adult protective services. My sister was involved, so I know what it is. So I'm here to talk about anybody that has their children or adults in custody with the child protection systems. There's many names for different systems. So with that being said, I am here to answer your questions and your concerns because you're dealing with an entity that's very corrupt, and most of you can't afford a real attorney. You need to have a real attorney that's trained, licensed, and educated in the areas of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. Those 3 areas of law will really help and shape, and they can navigate through the corrupt CPS system. It is corrupt. 50% out there. The reason why I base that is statistics have been reported that over 50% of the professional reporters, the ones that have to do it part of their job, these are your nurses and doctors, teachers and principals, firemen and policemen, they're required by law to protect our children from neglect and abuse. But 50% of the time, they're wrong. Now, the other kind of reporters is the lay people. They're your in-laws, your mother, father, children, other friends, neighbors, the guy down the street. Those are called laymen or lay people, laymen, lay women, but lay people. These lay people try to report it, but they're wrong 75% of the time because they're using alternative motives. Sometimes they're trying to report a noisy dog from the neighbor, so they call the CPS on the neighbor who doesn't have children. Or maybe the yard is overgrowing your yard and you call CPS on that neighbor. And they do it as retaliation and as it's sad, it's sickening. Or you got this the couple going through divorce and one of the spouses decides to call CPS. You never really want to call CPS. It's a dangerous thing. It's like playing with Russian roulette. You have one bullet in that chamber, you spin the chamber, and then you click the gun and it can go off or not go off. The best way to do it if you want to report child abuse or child neglect is to call 911. They make a record of that call that you make and they keep track of it. If you call the police or you call CPS, they may or not keep the record, but at least they'll contact the right people. If it involves a children that is in danger, like they're being beaten up or hurt, they will do something about it right away. They'll do something about it right away because our children are being hurt and they are being abused. There's no question about that. And so I want you all to understand that it's your right, your civic rights and your constitutional rights that you're treated fairly, that there is reunification offered. And children do not necessarily have to go. If they're not in danger, you do not have to give up your children. You do not have to show them your house. If it's a legal matter, when you first encountered CPS, if they're on the outside, you ask them, is it a legal matter? If it is, you have the right to say, I need my attorney present. Any legal matters, you can always have an attorney present to hear things out. So you need to regroup, get that attorney, and then re-meet with them. Because if you meet with them without an attorney, they're going to take advantage of you. If you allow them in your home, they're going to search your home. If you allow them to take your children, they will take your child. And it's very difficult to get the child back. So you need to think of your home as your castle and your front door as a drawbridge. Once it's closed, you don't open it. And you can tell your family and friends a special ring or knock at the door, you can open it for them. But you don't open it for anybody. Now, they can come into the home by breaking and entering if they hear sounds of someone in pain or hurting. If there's yelling going on, screaming going on, hurting each other, they're going to break in. The first way is if you give them permission, they break in. First thing you give them permission, they break in. Or one of your family members does, and you got to instruct the family members not to do so. Not to do so. And so, with that being said, the third way is they're going to have a court ordered warrant. A warrant is a special document that is ordered by the court, signed by the judge on the day that is a working day. Judges do not work on court holidays during the week or weekends. They don't work. So if it's that stamp, that's a forgery. Or they took an old court reporter, white out, and put some other date in there. That's wrong. Also, if there's no wet signature with the notary where it's raised, there's a stamp that the clerk uses after the judge signs it to raise the signature so it cannot be copied or fooled. It's like a little ridge of a notarized that comes up through the paper. That's another way to see it. So the date and that, your name's got to be on there, whether it's you're accused of abuse or neglect, got to be on there. Then there's specific instructions on such and such a date. They can come into your home, they can inspect your home, or they can talk to you. You really don't want to talk to them. You talk through an attorney. And if you do have to talk to them, be courteous, but it's yes, no answers. Yes, no answers. Don't give them. I'm a talker. So you don't want to sit there and tell them your whole life story because everything you say, they use against you. You got to tell them you're innocent, that you want family reunification, and you want to follow the court orders of the judge, the court orders of the judge. And lastly, you want as much can of visitation, whether it's monitored visitation or done on Zoom. You want as much visitation with your children. Children need to know that you love them. Now, when you meet with the children, you're not supposed to discuss the case. Just tell them that you're working really hard, taking parenting classes, and being a good mother, and you're going to get your children back. You got to be positive with your children when you see them. You can't discuss the case in details. So do those four things, especially if you don't have a court appointed attorney. You have to do those four things because no one else is going to help you. No one else is going to help you. Now, Sue, I have no idea where you're from. I'd love to find out where you're from there. Jesse's from Monterey County in Northern California. Um, and Emo is from Texas. And Heather is still frozen, I guess. Maybe she's from up north in Alaska. Katrina, which is Trina, Katrina just called in and talked for a half an hour. And it was so good because she's right now faced with the termination of her parental rights. She's faced with the termination of her parental rights. Now, at this time, I have the time. It's almost 11, almost 11. It's 11 o'clock. So that means I have to wind down the show. So I'm taking my phone number down and we're going to put on the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. That's important up there for all of you listeners out there, is to look at that website, find out what they do, and if you have questions that are not being resolved at the county or the state level, that's where you go at the federal level. They are being investigating the child protection system. They are investigating social services. They have two numbers. 202 is the White House, and the email is doge@mail.house.gov. Write and send your complaints about the CPS entity where you're at. Now, I want to thank again. Oh, hi, Cruella. You always come in when we're after hours here. I'm so glad you do come in. Anything new, Cruella? Cruella is from Oxnard, California. She has a legal matter dealing with eviction, and then she has a CPS matter dealing with her two lost babies. It's almost been a year since she's not seen her children because she's been talking to my show since last September. So you've been on with me for a year, Cruella. I'm so glad to see you. Jesse, thank you for the support and being here. Jesse is from Monterey County in Northern California. We have Sue. I have no idea where she's from. Emo is from Texas. And so glad to have you, Ema. And then we had Katrina, who is Trina from York, Pennsylvania. I want to thank all my listeners and all my supporters here. And please come in tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If not tonight, come again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I love to see you. I'm on 7 days a week, I have 14 shows. So I look forward to it. Do not stop fighting for your kids. Never give up. Come in here for support. I will tell you how to fight CPS. There's a brief video right after end my show, but I do have to go. So God bless you all, and thank you for listening. This is Bob Pace signing off.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last one.